Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Rambam, Hilchos Deos Perek Hey, the 5th chapter, Halacha Gimel, the 3rd halacha, and we're speaking about the way in which a Talmid Chacham, a scholar, should eat, and now today as he should drink. Kisha Chacham Sheisei Yayin. When a scholar drinks wine, the only reason that he should drink wine is in order that it will soften up the food that is in his stomach and it will allow him to digest his meal better. Anyone who becomes inebriated and becomes drunk, he's a sinner, he is disgraceful, Umafsid chachmasa, he will lose his wisdom. Says the Rambam, becoming a drunkard, an alcoholic, someone who drinks, here he seems to be saying on a regular basis that he becomes inebriated. This is not the way of the Chachamim. This is not the way of us to behave. He's rather someone who drinks too many l'chaims, is a chayte, is a sinner. Umeguna, disgraceful. Umafsid chachmasa, his mind will be swimming in drunkenness. He will end up losing his chachma, the wisdom of the Torah that he has. V'imnistaker bifnei amei haaretz. If a person becomes a drunkard in front of ignorant people, meaning a Talmid Chacham becomes a drunkard in front of ignorant people, says the Rambam, Hareze Chilul es Hashem, he is now desecrated HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. Maybe Ameyaratzim, maybe the ignorant, and those that are not such Chachamim, they don't have so much Torah, they don't have so much mitzvahs, they don't have such a deep connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Maybe they are the ones that will go through life becoming drunken and inebriated. But Talmidei Chachamim, Torah scholars and the like, Oivdei Hashem, people that serve HaKadosh Baruch in honesty and sincerity, for them to go and get drunk, for them to inebriate themselves with alcohol and wine and the like, that's a chilul Hashem, that's a desecration of Hashem's name, especially when you do it in front of ignorant people, because they will see you, who seems to be much more elite in the spiritual world than them, lowering yourself to the bannels of society that likes to drink and make l'chaims and get drunk and lose control over their abilities and their powers. So if you would like to be from the world of Chachamim, if you'd like to hold yourself to a higher standard of Kiddush Hashem, of being someone of sanctity and purity, someone of lofty desires and goals, so that a person should not degrade themselves and defile themselves with alcohol. And he continues and he writes, V'asar lishtais b'tzarayim, you're not allowed to drink wine in the afternoon, v'afilu ma'at, even a little bit, eli maya bechal achil, unless it's coming together with your food. If you're drinking a little bit of wine together with your food, says the Rambam, that would be okay. Because when you drink wine in the midst of a meal, it will not cause you to get drunk and inebriated. And therefore, that would be okay. Once again, you're drinking for the sake of digestion. You're drinking, that's the drink of choice that they have in the olden days. You see from the Gemara's, wine seemed to have been something that was the frequent drink of people. They didn't have all of these sports drinks and sodas and juices and the like. It was water or wine, and the water wasn't always healthy. The wine was processed and the like, and it was easier to drink, and therefore wine was something that was very regular for a person to drink. And therefore, if you're doing it in the middle of a meal, it will not be mishakeres, it will not make you drunk, it's okay. Which wine are we talking about over here that you're not allowed to drink because you'll become inebriated? That's only after the meal itself. After a meal, when you're no longer eating it together with food, that's when you run the risk of becoming drunk. I would imagine that before the meal as well, before you have eaten, if you drink too much wine, it will also make you drunk. But taich the suda, in the middle of the meal itself, Says the Rambam, you'll be okay in that area, and as long as you're not drinking too much and you're using it to digest the food that's inside of you and not to become a drunkard, that will be permissible even for a Talmid Chacham, even for a scholar. Have a wonderful day.